Okay, guys, Melee Professor here. Want to drop a quick Smash 64 tier list. Now, you might be thinking, well, Melee Professor, you know absolutely nothing about this game. You've only entered one tournament in the last 5 years, which would be true. But I do really like this game. I feel like it gets no respect. There is no money in it whatsoever. I was checking out on this tab here the prize pools. Like, they are kind of sad. The biggest tournament of the year, SmashCon, is only a $2,000 prize. And, you know, all the other prizes essentially would barely even cover your trip to get here. So money-wise, this game may be sort of a waste. I don't know, unless these guys have some kind of crazy sponsors or something. But I was impressed with the diversity of characters that have won. Like, we are seeing a couple Marios here. We've even seen my Link, this Sakurai guy you got to check out on YouTube. You know, you could find some of these guys on YouTube, even a couple DKs. Winning matches here, but I do want to just make a tier list, and I do have the direct matchup chart here to help us out with this video, because as you know, I don't know this game as well as I know Melee, obviously. I don't think anybody does, unless you actually play it seriously. And the other thing that drives me crazy about this game is that, there's only one stage that's allowed. Dreamland, which is my favorite stage, but, like, they should allow at least one more stage, but that's just what the rules are when the tournament I entered anyway. So let's just get to our tier list quick. You know, we won't go too in-depth here. I think Pikachu is the best character in this game by far. I was actually playing Link in the tournament I found. Again, it's hard to find these tournaments. No one really plays this anymore. But then I did switch to Pikachu midway through. And I'm not a Pikachu fan, nor do I know how to play Pikachu at all. But he's just the best character in this game by far. He's in his own tier. The next best is obviously Kirby, but Pikachu is just stronger, has a better recovery, has better aerials. You know, he'd even look up this chart. You know, I don't know the specific matchups in this game. I don't play it much. But as we can see here, I guess Pikachu's worst matchup is technically Captain Falcon, according to this chart here. And even gets Kirby like 60-40. Yeah, Pikachu's just the best character in this game. You know, if you're playing and you're new to this game, I would just pick Pikachu because it's not even close, I feel like. Because the further I got in the tournament, I realized that playing against some guys who are just better at the game, I realized, well, my Link isn't going to cut it here. I got to switch. And I just switched to Pikachu because I knew he was the best in the game. Right, now, if you were, like, really into this game, maybe you can argue, well, Captain Falcon's matchup isn't bad. Actually, no one else is even close. Kirby and Mario actually has a 60. They're the next two closest. Like Link, well, that's terrible. 75, 25. That's pretty bad. But right, Kirby is the next best character in this game. And I also realized I was just playing this, that not only is Kirby the second best character in this game, Kirby should also be in his own tier in this game. Now, you could argue Yoshi, Captain Falcon are obviously the next best, but just from what I saw, and just from what I saw other guys playing the tournament, it was very clear to me that everyone who finished the tournament really high was Pikachu and Kirby. Now, you could take a look and say, well, Melee Professor, you know, this guy KYSK, one with DK here, switched to DK. This guy played Tacos, played a little bit of Puff and DK. Super Boom plays Link. You know, I don't know all these players because, you know, I'm not an expert in this game at all. Wizrobe, of course, plays Yoshi. Yoshi's very good. But just from what I saw, and in the tournament I was in the tournaments I watched on YouTube, it's pretty clear Pikachu's the best, Kirby's the second best, and they're both in their own tier. Now, like, we could debate that, but that's just from what I saw. I do think the next character in this game is Yoshi. Now, this might be going against the grind. Let's see what the matchup chart has. Actually, technically, the matchup chart has Captain and Fox, I guess, a little bit better. But I do think Yoshi's very good in this game. I got eliminated by a Yoshi in the tournament I went to. Yoshi's a very big, strong character. The moves hit hard. Again, in this game, if you guys haven't tried N64, you got to try it. It's, like, much slower. There's not much DI. Like, there is DI, but it doesn't really work good. Like, once you get hit once in a combo, it's very hard to get out of it. That's why, like, if Pikachu gets you in a combo, if Kirby uses the back air, you know, there's not as many moves in this game. There's, like, way less moves. It's all very basic and much slower paced. And, like, DI and your tech skills, I feel like, aren't that important. It's more just about the spacings and the matchup. But, yeah, it's very clear to me that Pikachu's the best in this game. Kirby's the second best. Again, I wish I could talk more about the individual matchups, but just to be brutally honest, I don't know the individual matchups in this game at all. But it's clear to me Yoshi's probably the next best, and Captain is right after him. I know in this tier list, it does say Captain has the best matchup against Pikachu, I guess. So that's why I think for a long time, I'm not sure though, I think Captain was considered better than Yoshi in this game for a long time. But I do think, even if we look at the guys who won, we do see a lot of Yoshis here too more recently. I do think Yoshi's the third best character in this game, just in my opinion, from what I saw. Like the moves hit hard. He's kind of big, like size isn't really good in this, which is why I'm going to leave, DK and F tier down here. But, right, Yoshi does hit hard and also has good, like, armor, like, knockback. Because, again, the only stage is Dreamland, too. You have to factor that in. Captain Falcon has the speed and very good combos. And, again, unlike Melee or any of the newer Smashers, like Ultimate, again, I'm not that familiar with those newer games either. But, they have very good combos. And once you get stuck in a combo in this game, you're in trouble. Like, it's very hard to counter. It's very hard to, like, DI out of it, air stall out of it. There is no air stalling. You're just like, you're dead. Okay, let's keep going here. Next up on my list, I did have Fox. Now, I do think Fox and Mario are the two next best in this game. I do have them in B tier. Now, some of the experts might not agree with this. They might say, well, you have Mario way too high here. But yeah, from what I saw, Mario, of course, has that good matchup against Pikachu. I just saw Mario has very good combos in this game, much better than Luigi. Like, Luigi's combos are not good. Luigi has a good, like, up B, and the fireball is not terrible. But, yeah, like, Mario's speed overall, he's almost as good as Fox. I do think Fox is a little bit overrated in this game. He's not as fast. He's a little bit, like, bigger of a character. The laser's pretty good. Link also has a really good projectile in this game. But, I do think this is definitely the top tier. Pikachu, then Kirby, then a tier break. I don't think you could argue this. I do think Pikachu significantly better than Kirby. Kirby significantly better than Yoshi. And then I would probably put Captain, Fox, and then Mario on next. I wonder if that's what they have here. They have Pikachu, Kirby. I said Yoshi's better than Captain. Then they have Fox. They do have Puff. Okay, so I can't rank Puff above Mario because I did play a little bit of Puff when I was playing this. And Puff, actually, do I have to go like this? Maybe, I picked up, before I started playing Link in the tournament I was in, and I also did spectate some Puffs on YouTube. Puff's rest doesn't do as much damage in this game. I guess you could say staying in the air is good because it kind of avoids, it has like a natural DI when you're in the air because remember, the combos are very effective in this game against most characters who are on the ground. But right, Puff is not as good as in Melee in this game. I guess you could argue this. Again, I don't know the specific matchups. What are they? Oh, they say he will lose his bad to the Pikachu, not bad against Kirby. Kind of does fine against these other top tiers. Good against Mario, not bad against Samus. Samus is very hard to rank. I do have to watch more of Samus. The charge shot is pretty good. I guess Puff doesn't really dominate any of these low tiers at all or beat them very well. Maybe whereas like a Mario would. Luigi, well, not really, yeah. So, it's pretty biased towards the top here. Right, okay, so let's get back to our tier list. So, right, so I do have Pikachu, Kirby, Yoshi, Captain, Fox, Mario, Puff. Again, I wish I could talk more about the specific matchups, but just from what I saw, these two have better combos. Again, combos are very important in this game because it's almost impossible to get out of the combos. Like, once you get stuck in a combo, you are in a lot of trouble in Smash 64 Melee because there's only one stage, and I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but I feel like the DI just doesn't work in this game. Once you get hit once in a combo, you're in trouble. Next up, I have Samus. Do I want to put my Link that high? A real expert in this game would argue, well, you're overranking Link and Ness. The problem with Link in this game is Link can't recover at all. I actually think I was playing Link. I was doing fairly well with Link against some of these mid-tiers, even against Kirby. I wonder what they have him at in the official chart here. Actually, they say he's terrible against the fast characters, obviously. Pikachu, Kirby, Captain, Fox is a terrible matchup. Yoshi, I didn't do terrible with. I brought out the Link once. I guess Jiggly's not bad at some of these lower tiers. Link does pretty good against. But I do like Link's ground game. Has really good combos. The Boomerang, the Bomb are bad. Even his up B's not bad, but he can't recover at all. Whereas I guess, again, I'm no expert in this, but I guess Ness technically has a better recovery, which is why people in the official tier list, or most people probably put Ness above Link, but I do think Link's ground game is better. I'm a huge Link fan, as we all know. Maybe I'm biased. Right, and then I didn't see much out of Samus when I was playing. One guy was playing Samus, like, the charge shot is pretty good, but the other projectiles aren't. Again, I can't talk about the specific matchups. Maybe you could argue with Samus, maybe it would kind of gimmick the floaties a little bit. Let's see, Kirby and Puff. No, actually. Oh, Kirby, not terrible. Kind of neutral, very neutral list here. Like, there's not that many advantages, not that many disadvantages. Maybe you could argue, well, Mario, plays Pikachu well. Like, these are all kind of the same, except on the high end, Pikachu just dominates these ones. Fox has a couple good matchups, but right. So, yeah, and then I do think Luigi's the second to worst. Luigi's not that great in this game. I wonder, has anyone won with Luigi or DK? We do see a couple DKs up here and a couple Links. Has anyone won with Luigi? We'd probably have to scroll back a couple years. And a couple Marios. I'm surprised there's no... well, this guy switches to Mario. I would have to study this game and really get into the meta of it, but I just don't have time with my job. And Mealy, I do need to make a prediction list for our next tournament. It's sneaking up on us in Texas. But, yeah, this would be probably my final list here for Smash 64. Again, I'm no expert. If you think otherwise, just leave a comment, But just from the one tournament I went to and what I've watched briefly on YouTube, it is pretty clear. Pikachu, Kirby. I do think Yoshi's better than Captain, but just by a tiny margin. And then these three are all good, like good characters too. I don't know if you can necessarily win, whatever that big major is. It's the only major they make money in playing this game. SmashCon, obviously. I don't think if in modern day we do see a Yoshi, a Pikachu, a Kirby, a Pikachu, a Kirby, a Captain, a Yoshi, a Mario. So, within the last 2 years, no one has really won with anyone below, except I guess this guy, you could argue, was playing a little. But again, that's not a super major, so maybe they all weren't there. But, the last 2 years, no one's really won with anyone other than below Mario. So maybe I have to put Puff down one, because, I did play Puff early in the tournament I went to. There wasn't much with Puff. Like the aerials weren't as strong as in Melee. The rest wasn't as good. Still died fairly easily. Yeah, maybe I would have to leave it like that. Pikachu, Kirby, Yoshi, Captain, Fox, Mario. These are all like the viable characters just from what I saw in terms of actually winning and going far in tournament. And then I would probably say like Puff, Samus. I got to look more into Samus. I know the projectile is good, but I want to know more specific matchups. Some of her combos rather. I don't really know. Link, I was playing Link. Link has a good ground game in this game. Ness has a good ground game too and could recover. And then these two are really not that good. If anyone can make the case against this, just post it below. But I hope everyone's having a good week. Have a good Monday. And I'll be up with my top 3 predictions for the next tournament. See you guys.